has expressed concern over what it described as German Chancellor Friedrich Merz's militarization of Germany. Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova has condemned Merz for his quote-unquote anti-Russian rhetoric in escalating relations with Russia. Here's what she had to say.
С ФРГ поддерживаются двусторонние контакты по дипломатическим каналам. Мы открыты к политическим контактам со странами по их запросу, если в этом есть какое-то практическое зерно. А что мы слышим, вот, например, от Берлина или из Берлина? Канцлер Мерц повышает градус антироссийской риторики буквально каждый день. Эта риторика его становится все более агрессивно воинствующей. И считаем, что выбранный или избранный им курс на эскалацию отношений с Россией, параллельно с форсированной милитаризацией Германии, повод для беспокойства, сильного беспокойства прежде всего самих граждан ФРГ.
This comes after Germany's cabinet approved a draft law on July 23rd aimed at accelerating defense procurement and construction on military bases. According to reports, the bill, which supports German efforts to meet higher NATO defense spending targets, also widens the definition of military needs to include civilian-related items such as medical supplies and construction materials. Now we go back to our guest discussion with Professor Veselin Popovsky. Thank you, Professor, for staying with us. Now, what are the potential strategic implications of this move by Russia, according to you?
Well, I hear very well what the Foreign Minister Zakharova, spokesman of the Foreign Minister, said. I understand Russian language, and it is absolutely ridiculous. You know, Russia is accusing Germany for increasing its military spending, something which Russia itself does for the last 20 years. And currently, Russia spends over 30% of the entire Russian budget on military because it is fighting an aggressive, unprovoked, useless, criminal war in Ukraine. And just because Germany is trying to increase with less than 1% of its military budget and is talking about helping Ukraine, Russia suddenly wakes up and says, come on, Germany is militarizing and it is a threat to Russia. So this is an absolutely ridiculous statement because it has nothing with the truth. It's Russian propaganda. They keep telling this every day. They are trying to put all the blame elsewhere, but not on their own incompetent policy and murderous policy. They're those who are losing lives every day, as I mentioned earlier. Russia is losing soldiers. It is losing its economy. Their rockets and drones are burning every day in Ukraine, and those cost millions of dollars. And the population of Russia is suffering more than any other population in the world. German population are happy. They are not in a war. They don't care about a percentage of extra defense spending. But the Russian population is in a real misery because they have an economy which 35% of this goes not to children, not to hospital, not to schools, not on education, not on medical services, but on a useless warfare in Ukraine. So the only comment I can make here is that Zakharova is talking absolute nonsense here and blaming Germany for what every other country should do, defend itself, increase some defensive forces, and so on.
Thank you very much, Professor Veselin Popovsky, for joining us and sharing your insight throughout our news.